Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. At last, we've fixed our internal issues and hope that everything will go perfectly today. I'm going to introduce our speakers today. We have two attendees, Polina Chesnakova. She's responsible for services in our Jmix team. And we've also got Dmitry. He's responsible for performing training programs. He's a skilled programmer and he's quite proficient in Java development. And he will help us today to feel how it looks like to be an attendee on his trainings. And what people can get from these trainings. Okay, then, and I want to start with a small talk while people are gathering, and I have a few questions to our host today. And my first question is for Polina. Yeah, okay, I've already mentioned that you are responsible for providing Jmix training and services. But for people who came to our webinar today, or maybe they are not quite, they do not have sufficient knowledge in Jmix, it can look quite strange because primarily they detected on the website that we claim Jmix is so easy, so you can get into Jmix technology very fast in a few days. And then, well, okay, they receive an email with invitation to the webinar, which is related to the special training and the consultancy services. And they can say, what? They told me that it's so easy, and why do they promote those trainings? So what do you say? What is the value of these trainings? Why do we promote them?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Victor, for this very interesting and a little bit provocative question. Of course, all our promises are true, and we are trying to meet all expectation when we are talking about time required for onboarding yourself in Jmix. Just here you have two ways. Go through our clear documentation by yourself and spend precious time to immerse yourself into technology and get only knowledge. And the second way is to open the opportunity to boost your team with professional help and get knowledge and accept the knowledge skills to boost your project right now. So these are different approaches to working with technology, and today we will talk about the speediest one. That's all.
Okay, that means that at least I have options. Yeah, at least
Yes.
I have options. Yeah, that's great. That fortunately I can do it myself. But if I want to get it faster, I can switch to Jmix services. Okay, and I have one more question for Dmitry. Yeah, I know that the work of the trainer and of the teacher is quite stressful. So when you are teaching people, they are asking questions, you have minimum time to concentrate, to dig inside the topic, you need to switch to context. So, okay, and my question is, you look very relaxed. What is your secret of getting off the stress?
I think that, hello everyone, by the way, glad to see you here. And I don't think that this is a secret. It's just a concentration, a very particular set of skills that I achieve. Yes, but by the way, it's about the experience and about the will to provide you with the information, with knowledge, and with practical skills. And coffee helps me a lot as well.
Coffee heals, yeah. Coffee heals.
Yes, coffee heals. Yes,
You're a very
indeed.
strong man. You're a very strong man. You can just block yourself,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's great. That's great. Thank you, Polina. Thank you, Dmitry, for introduction, for a short coming in into the conversation. And I think that we can start. We have already 12 people live right now, and I give a word to Polina. Please start.
So thank you, Victor. Before we dive into our webinar, I would like to cover a few organizational points. Our meeting is scheduled to last 60 minutes, including your questions. You can write your questions during the webinar in the YouTube chat, and we will answer it at the end of our meeting. If we have the opportunity, we will answer it immediately, of course. And I would like to also note that the webinar is being recorded and will be published later on the Jmix community YouTube channel. So I think we can start our webinar, and while I outline the agenda, those who are running late will join us. Firstly, I would like to introduce ourselves and briefly talk about our platform and what the Jmix training service is. Next, we will discuss how our training addresses the needs and pain points of various business audiences. Also, we will cover who needs Jmix training. There is a little spoiler, as not only for junior developers. After that, my colleague Dmitry will conduct a demo training, Jmix Basic Security. It will take about 20 minutes. Also, Dmitry, after that, will tell you about our different educational programs. We also have exciting promotions for you and the prize drawing. We will cover this at the end of our meeting, and the final part will be answering your questions. So let's start with a little introduction for those who invite our webinars for the first time. Jmix is a powerful and flexible open source based framework based on the Spring Boot. It simplifies full stack Java development, allowing you to build robust and scalable applications efficiently. This project was done upon more than 15 years of custom development expertise. However, no matter how convenient the technology is, how clear the documentation, or how skilled and experienced the developers are, resources are required to dive into a new tool. Every participant in the process will have to go through the onboarding process. Regardless of how quickly development needs to start, whether the developer specializes in backend or frontend, independently mastering the technology and its tools can take months. And that's just the first step. So, how can one predict timelines, stay within project estimates, avoid bloating the team, and not waste money? Today, we would like to tell you about the Jmix tool, which will allow you to straighten your team without constantly investing time resources, expand your team's skills, turn your Java backend team into full stack developers, and quickly switch from one technology stack to another. These are Jmix training for enterprise. Training is kind of Jmix service that helps fast track your learning of Jmix and improve your team in the interested areas of Jmix development. This service involves comprehensive training for your team on Jmix tools and mechanisms, following a proposed program or specific training modules. This is also an opportunity to solve all issues with a peer at work during the training with our instructor. Training sessions help you quickly acquire comprehensive knowledge about the platform and move through the development stages more predictably. When breaking down all tasks into sprints at the start of the project, these tasks need to be estimated. But how can a developer or architect, whatever, make the more accurate estimate if they don't understand how to task will be implemented on the platform? They don't know what the platform is, what functionalities it has, or where difficulties may arise. Because of this, throughout the development process, the team sometimes meets deadlines and sometimes doesn't, making incorrect estimates and missing deadlines. Development time stretch out, resembling a wave, as you can see on this slide. After completing the training, your employees will have a clearly understanding of the criteria for estimation and will more likely meet their estimates. They will receive all the necessary knowledge right at the start. This way, the development process becomes straightforward, fast, and predictable. This is confirmed by the words of our clients. Over the past 3 years, more than 400 developers have successfully completed our course and become true Jmix professionals. They shared positive feedback with us, stating that the training truly helps in their further work. However, I will talk about the benefits of training later. And now I would like to focus on the next question: who needs training more than anything? The answer is all development team members. The training enables all grades of developers and IT specialists to work more efficiently. I want to emphasize that the training is suitable not only for new employees or those just starting to work with the platform, but also for more in-depth study and subsequent implementation of technologies in your projects. Therefore, regardless of the developer's grade, you will be able to select educational modules that meet your project's needs. For example, junior developers will quickly learn and be able to use Jmix tools to achieve business goals. Junior developers need greater involvement in the process of transition from the one technology stack to another. Here, we offer the professional assistance of our trainer who will explain the functionalities of Jmix in detail, step by step, and with patience. This significantly saves time to more competent developers. Instead of closing tasks, developers often spend a lot of time training junior specialists. This not only shows down the development process, but can also lead to overloading middle or senior developers. Not everyone who can write code well can explain what they are doing and calmly point out mistakes. Therefore, leave the training of junior developers to us and let your developers write code for your projects. Middle and senior developers will expand their skill set with training on dev platform tools and functionality. Our training is the fastest way to develop in both front-end and back-end development at the same time and become full-stack developers. Already having knowledge of Java, Kotlin, and Spring Boot, developers complete the course and gain the ability to work with all the technologies right away. You can rotate employees between teams, rank them among each other without any harm to the project, as everyone possesses the same knowledge. Additionally, all developers will be able to synchronize through the course so that everyone on the team follows the same process uniformly and understands each other's code. Also, we have a separate course on Jmix BPM designed for IT architects and developers. This course is for those who need to develop automated business process. Java developers will gain a new powerful tool that allows them to turn analytical BPM models into executable code and add process management functions to your enterprise application. System analysts will be able to independently, without involving developers, create a working prototype of an application in which the data model is integrated with process management. After approval by the business, this prototype can be further developed into a full-fledged system. And now, I would like to invite you to a little demo of training about Jmix security. It will take about 15-20 minutes. Right now, our trainer Dmitry will conduct training for you. You have a great opportunity to feel like participants of real Jmix training and imagine how the sessions go. Dmitry, please.
For your kind introduction, and hello everybody, dear customers. My name is Dmitry, as you already should know at this moment, and I'm the Jmix trainer at the Helmond, and I want to thank you for joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. I'd like to tell you how our trainings are being conducted for the students, for your employees. Usually, I believe. To start, I'll give you a short demonstration of how we conduct the trainings. We always use the latest version of the Jmix platform for the trainings, and each module has prepared repository and prepared presentation. Of course, they are being prepared in advance for the training. Each training day is being recorded, and these recordings are provided to the customers. So you can share them inside your company and, let's say, educate another set of your employees if you need so. For today's demonstration, me in particular, going to show you a short version of the Jmix security basics theme. This topic usually takes an hour, full hour, but of course, since we have 15 to 20 minutes for this, I'm going to short this, of course. So I have a presentation on a slide. I believe that you can see this. Usually we have the presentation like this one. And show them to our customers, to the students during the lesson. So we switch between the presentation and the application. I have an application as well prepared for the webinar. So we have the data model, etc. No roles defined, by the way. And in this course, we will discuss the basics of the Jmix security system, starting with basic terms. So we usually start from the basic terms, let's say, from the basic teams, of course, and ending with the creation of a role-based system, role-based model in the application. We're going to start with theory, of course, and then move to the practice using a prepared project in this case. And in any case, by the way, we will begin by discussing the requirements for resource roles, and then demonstrate how to create a resource role using the Jmix Studio. And then we will also show how to use the powerful features of the Studio to complete these particular tasks. And after this, we're going to move to creating role-level roles and demonstrate how this process works, can be done using the Studio. Finally, we will explore that various features of Studio that allows us to create roles and the role level. After the implementation is complete, we can assign users with roles and test the application behavior. So this is going to be our demo training, let's say, a shortened version, of course, in this case. So what we have, of course, as I promised, we start with the theory. So in this particular training, we discussed the authentication and authorization in total, let's say. Then we discuss which tools for this provides the Jmix platform. So we have the resource roles and role level roles. Of course, I'm not going to fall deep into the theory at this point. So we have resource roles that can be applied to specific resources, which can be data access, UI elements, and business logic. And we have the role level, or let's say object roles. After this, we in depth speak about the application of policies of the resource roles, so how they are applicable in the Jmix. Then we have this particular requirements for our demo application, and this is the same requirements that we have in real training, of course. So what we have in our application, let me shortly show you the application. I'm going to start the application, but by the way, we have the particular data model, which contains of the project entity, task entity, time entry entity, and the user. So let's say that this is a kind of minimal level of a Jira, something like this. So this is the application to track the project and tasks, and some spent time on the particular task of the particular projects, something like this. The application is being started, and in Jmix you can see the representation of a project. I believe that you know at Jmix at least a little bit. So what requirements do we have? We're going to create two groups of users. By the way, we of course have the administrator, one of them out of the box, and we're going to create the roles and permissions for the manager users. So administrators are already have and going to have in the future full access to all the entities, to all the views that are defined in the application, and the entire functionality of the application. And the manager going to have the particular level of access to the resources, which are views, for example, project, task user, tasks, users, etc. Then they have the unlimited CRUD for the particular set of the entities in the application. But for some entities, there are going to be restrictions on the access level. For example, users can be read by the manager or updated only, no creation, neither the deletion of the users are going to be available for the managers, and the manager can modify only particular set of the attributes of an user entity, which are present here. These attributes are first name, last name, and email, and the rest two of user attributes are going to be only visible, so only read-only access, and the rest of the attributes are not going to be even visible for these managers. So I believe that application should start at this moment. Let me show you the application. Here it is. So we have the login page. We discuss this during the real training, of course, that Jmix provides the login page and built-in user entity, and almost everything that you need. I have the data model prepared, so I have the administrator user with role assigned, which is system full access, of course, in this case, and a couple of users that have a single role, which is Alex and Peter in this case. So the requirements that we have are on the slide. Sorry, give me a second, please. Here is the requirements. So we're going to create the project management role, and after this assign some user with this role. For this, of course, we have the tool in the Jmix Studio, which is the security node. Then click the right button, new resource role. And after you create the role, everything that you need is to provide the name for a role, the code for a role, and then select the security scope for this particular role. So I'm going to call this role project manager role. You can see that code is being generated from the name. Name is kind of description of a role, and the class going to be called as the Java class should be role. By the way, this is not even a class, but the annotated interface. Security scope to be user interface. So this basic security theme doesn't cover the security scopes, but we have the additional advanced one if you're interested in this. Add file to Git, yes, of course. So we have a role, and this is the interface. After this, we have the powerful Jmix Studio tools to deal with this role. Usually, you have to define the methods and annotated methods to define the access for the particular views, endpoints, etc. in your application. But in Jmix, you have the definition, so you can change the basic stuff for your role. Let's say the name of a role, the code of a role, etc. Then you have the user interface tab, in which you can assign the access for the user which has this particular role, just clicking on the items. So let's take a look at our requirements. For the views, the project, task, and users should be available for this particular role. So we have the user list, allow. By the way, the first is the menu, and then we have the all views. So user list allow, project list allow, then the task list allow. No time entries for this user, and in the all views node, let's say, we have the main view being allowed, of course. Then for the project, we allowed the project list. Now we should allow the project detail. Click here and select the checkbox. Then the same for the task detail view, and then the same for the user detail view. So just selected by a couple of the checkboxes, we defined the access to such kind of resource as views in the application. Next step is to assign the access to the entities in the application. So we have the list of the entities that are defined in our particular project. In this case, this is Jmix product management application, let's say. So we have project, task, time entry, and user. But if you need assign the access to another entities, you can unselect this checkbox, and you can see the entire set of the entities that exist in the application. Let's say in the platform, even, I would like to say. So our requirements, one more time. For the entities, project and task, unlimited CRUD. Here we have project and task, and the unlimited CRUD is assigned. Allow all, switch on the create, read, update, and delete for this entities. And for the user entity, we have requirements to add only read and update. So the creation is not available, neither the deletion is available as well. Here we can define the attributes, permissions. So for the user user entity, as we have on our requirements slide, we should allow the user to modify the first name, then last name, and the email address, and to read only the username and the active flag, nothing more. So this is quite simple and understandable, I believe, how we can define the attributes permissions. Then we can go back to the text representation of a role and take a look how this role is looking in this text representation. So as you can see, we have the void method with annotations, which defines how the access should be provided for the user in this particular role. Bear in mind, please, that these roles are hot deployed in the Jmix application, so we can go directly to the application, take a look at the security resource roles view, and here is our new role. We can assign the role to the users using the assign to users from this resource roles view, or go to the users list view and select the user to assign this user with particular set of roles. For example, I'm going to assign the user Alex, which is dev1, has the username dev1 with project manager role and the UI minimal access. Please remember that the UI minimal access role must be assigned to the user, which is going to log into the application user interface. In our case, the Alex Hamilton dev1 is the user that is going to log into the application. Then after this, you just click OK button. We can make sure that roles are assigned. They are here. After this, I'm log out as an administrator and log as the Alex Hamilton user. So dev1 is the username for this user, and the password is the same as for the administrator. Of course, in the real training, I'm going to show the students how do I know if the dev1 has the admin password. By the way, this is in the changelog of creation of the demo data. So log in and the user in the application. As you can see, the Alex Hamilton, the one user, cannot see the data tools menu items, neither security menu items, only the resources, the views, and the menu items that we defined in our resource role. So for the users, it sees all the users, but create button is not enabled, so it is disabled, is not clickable. Role assignment as well. For the projects, everything is available for the user, and for the tasks, the same. Let's take a look at the user edit view. And as we just defined in our role, the user can change the first name, last name, and email, and the rest username is available for read only, as well as the active. You can see that I cannot switch this checkbox because it is not editable for the particular user, and the resource role is done at this moment. So it's quite simply using the Jmix and using the Jmix Studio tools. After this, we're going to at the real one more time at the real training, we're going to discuss what about a subset, because the resource role allows the CRUD operations to all instances of the entity. But if we're speaking about the subset, we should, of course, define and create another type of roles, which are role level roles. And here we have the requirements for our application roles. So we have the update and remove operations for the projects, and I'm going to show you how to create this particular role level role. After we take a look at these requirements, we are going to discuss the restrictions of the role level roles, and then we're going to discuss the policies of the role level roles. So first type of the policies is the GPQL policies, and when this particular type of the role level policy is being applied in the application. Then we're going to discuss the predicate policy of the role level roles and compare them. So the GPQL policies and the predicate policies going to be compared, of course. And after this, we're going to take a look at how the application of the role level roles is being done in the application. So let's go to the application and define this role, create a new role. So we're going to allow the user to update or remove the project only if this user is the manager of a particular project. For this, of course, we have the button. So role level role to be created. Let me call the role own projects. You can see that I create the role level role this time. Okay, so the role is created, and of course we don't have the tabs at the bottom because this is not about the resources of the application, which are the views and the entities and the entity attributes, but instead of this, we have this button on the top, and we can create a policy for the particular role. This is what I'm going to do. In this case, I need the predicate policy for the project entity and the actions which this role going to define is the update and delete. Done. So code is being generated. Code is quite simple. Entity class. By the way, this is annotated interface as well, but this is level role in this case. And then we have the entity class, product class, and the actions list, let's say update and delete. And after this, we can define the B predicate, which has the project entity and the application context. Of course, to create our role that's going to match these requirements, we're going to check if the user is the current user, let's say, if the current user is the manager of a particular project. And for this, we should receive the particular bin from the application context. The bin that we need is the current authentication. And then we are going to get the user, which is currently authenticated user in the application. So user, let's say current equals application context get bin by the bin name. A little bit laggy. Current authentication class. Of course, then I should current get user. Yes. Get user. Pay attention that because the Jmix application security is based on the Spring security, then this get user returns the user details, and what we need to do is to simply cast this to be the user. Quite simple. It's the first step. Next step is to check if this current user is the project manager. Return project get manager dot equals current. So for each entity that we're going to select in the list of the project user, which is assigned with this particular level role, we're going to perform this particular B predicate checking. So once the user clicks on the project in the application, then we're going to check if this user is the manager. Let me show you what we have to do for this. So log in back as an administrator entity with admin credentials is very useful for the development process. After you're done with the development, of course, you should get rid of this. So our Alex Hamilton user has two roles, and we're going to assign the user with own projects. This one. Own projects. Okay, save this. After this, as for the administrator can remove any project. You can see remove is available, and the project is going to be removed, of course. And as for the dev1 user, which is Alex Hamilton, log in projects. For this project, only reading is available. So this user cannot change the project manager of which is the administrator, but it can remove its own project or edit its own project. So this is the way. By the way, at the real training, I'm showing one more example for the GPQL role level policy. And let's skip this for now. After this, we are speaking about the application of policies, as I mentioned before. Then we discuss the levels of granularity of roles, and then we taking a look at the recommendations of design versus runtime roles recommendations, when which role should be created in with which granularity. And after this, we're going to take a look at the resource roles aggregation, and that's even not the entire information that we provide on this 1 hour training, by the way. So I believe that this is it for now, because as you can guess, this is the just demo, and this demo is a short one, and Paulina will continue to describe in detail what you will receive from our trainings. And after this, I'm going to be back, let's say, and describe what training do we have. Paulina, welcome.
Dmitry, thank you very much for this demo training. It was really interesting despite the short time. It was a perfect way to visualize how our training is going. So, and after training, what will all participants get? Let's see on the next slide. Our training is conducted only on topics that you really need, and we tailor the schedule to suit your convenience. After completing the training, you have access to lesson recordings, presentations, links to GitHub repositories, and we issue certificates of completion. Now, I give the floor to my colleague Dmitry again to continue with the next part of our meeting. Dmitry, please.
Yeah, Paulina, thank you very much. Yes, let's take a closer look at which programs we are offering and which types of trainings we have, let's say. And before we start, I would like to share with you the set of the basic knowledge that is very likely to it's very good to start from to deal with Jmix. So yeah, sorry. So what is required? What is the basics without which the training cannot be received in any way? So Java core, of course, the listeners, the students should know the Java core. Then the IntelliJ IDEA or the other IDE tools, let's say, because they are a little bit same-ish, and the IntelliJ IDEA is the tool, the IDE, for which we have the studio, of course, and which we're going to show you during the lessons. And then the GPA basics, so the students know what is the difference between the SQL and JPQL and how to deal with the database using the JPQL and GPA annotations, and etc. And optionally, it would be great if the students have the Vaadin basics and Spring Boot and framework parts basics, for example, let's say for the security, for the Spring data, etc., and the browser dev tools, because as soon as we speaking about the Jmix, the developers are going to be kind of full stack developers, of course, and then going to use browser dev tools, of course. So we have the updates, of course, for our, yeah, I have no idea why this, let me find the particular slide that I need, and we're going to speak about them. Yeah. Okay, what's new? Back here. What is new? The development world is constantly changing, as you know, and everything is moving at a rapid pace. The Jmix is no exception, of course. We strive to stay modern and provide our customers, so you in this case, with the latest version of the platform that we are developing. This year, we are offering training sessions based on the Jmix 2.3 Plus, which is the newest version at the moment. Of course, and this set of the trainings have been completely revisited, reworked due to the platform updates and feedback from our previous customers. So last year we provided the trainings based on the 1+ Jmix. This year we provided trainings based on the 2.3+. So which programs do we have? Which track we offer you and your developers? So the basic training is the base, let's say. Yes, it's from where you should start if you have no idea what is Jmix and how to interact with Jmix, how to create your first application using the Jmix. So the basic, after the basic, we have the basic plus, which has almost 30 hours of the practical information. Yes, let's say. Then extended course for the let's say enterprise environment. Then additional courses which usually and almost all of them are based on the add-ons, commercial add-ons and free add-ons, and then BPM course, which stands a little bit aside from this all. And of course, we can offer you the tailored program. What has each program then? Basic one. The basic, understandable, has 3 topics in this. It was shortened because before it has something like 9 hours, I believe. Now we have only 4 hours for this basic program. So it includes the introduction to the Jmix, to the platform itself, Jmix security basics, and Jmix application deployment basics as well. The price, the duration is 1 day. By the way, the one learning day is 4 astronomical hours of the learning of the training being performed, and the price is not present here by some reason, but the price for this basic training includes 3 months of enterprise version for all the students that are going to take this program. So this is the basic. And by the way, bear please in mind that this basic program is available on this topic, and I believe that after the webinar, after the stream, let's say, you can see the useful links, and I believe that one of them leads to the Udemy course, of course, Udemy course. Yes, sorry. Okay, next slide. Next topic is the basic for free. So you can use this QR code or use just the link below the translation. Next type of course is the Basic Plus. The Basic Plus covers a set of basic themes. As you can see here, they are first 3 themes, and then after this, additional themes are added to this set of courses, set of trainings, let's say, a part of our flow of the training. This additional are purple, or what is this color? So this includes the working with files in Jmix, and then it includes the data manipulation advanced topics, which takes 14 hours, and the developing user interface for Jmix applications, which takes 14 hours as well, and using Jmix Studio efficiently. The duration for this is 8 days, and of course, it's completely up to you to select only additional topics if you decided to get basic knowledge by yourself, for example, using the Udemy course, and after this you can go to us, let's say, and offer only the additional topics of this particular Basic Plus. Next, we have an additional course. Advantages are listed here. I mentioned them before. So this is deep and mostly practice-oriented. Structured knowledge provided in this training. Latest version of the platform is using, and the newest version is provided as well. And the course is reworked as well. Next type of a course is extended one. It includes 3 themes, three trainings, which are access control subsystem, Jmix application deployment, advanced topics, then testing of the Jmix application. And I would like to say this particular course to be enterprise development oriented topics. Why? Because usually the companies have the some requirements for single sign-on systems, let's say, or for the integration with the authentication servers, for example, with LDAP or Active Directory, and something like Keycloak can be used in the application. And then the application usually should be clustered, and the databases should be clustered, and the Docker or the Docker Compose or the Kubernetes is required to be used. So this set, and of course, the application usually being tested, of course. So we have the testing here as well. So is, let's say, enterprise course. Okay, after this, next slide, we have an additional course. By the way, is not some particular strict course. We have the set of the trainings that can be selected based on your requirements for your particular application, for your developing flow, let's say, what you need to be created, so you can select what you need to be trained for your developers. What we have is the creating reports, and then full text search, which has the Elasticsearch under the trunk. Then maps add-on and charts add-on, which being reworked this year as well. Then the emailing functionality, multi-tenant applications, and Jmix add-on creation. So the total duration of the entire program, entire additional course, if you select all of them, then it takes 3 days, and only necessary topics can be ordered, of course. We not limit you. And after this, the course, which is, let's say, stays a little bit aside, is the completely new. We were asked often to provide the BPM course for the BPM of the Jmix. So we've created this new BPM course. It's large. It takes 5 learning days. So this is 20 hours of the training, and this is the BPM course, as you can see. It course covers a wide range of the BPM related topics. You can see them on the slide. There are a lot of them, and this list, let's say, it is not entire information which can be present in our course. So it's big. It can be useful for you particular for you developers, and not only for the developers, but as well for the project managers, business analytics, and IT architects from the company, so that your entire team can adopt a similar approach when creating business processes at each level. So the some part of your team decides how the business process should be built, and then the developers use the same approach, same elements, let's say, to create the executable processes, and etc. So you can implement this quite easily. What about the name of the webinar? 14 days program. Yeah. Transform your team in the Jmix or to the full stack developers in 14 days. On this line, you can see a suggested plan for this, let's say, transformation. It includes the Basic Plus course, which takes 34 hours or 8 days with a half. Then it includes the extended course, which takes 14 hours and or 3 days with a half, and the couple of add-ons that frequently ordered by our customers. And in total, it takes 56 hours or 14 days. Of course, this is not a limitation, and you can rework this program as you need. For example, decide not to receive the basic part of the basic plus course and select other different add-ons trainings, for example. This is up to you what you would like to offer to from the Jmix, and it leads us to the tailored program. Feel free to share your training and even development goals and requirements with our sales team, with Polina, for example, in this particular case, and we will do our best to provide you with the best solution. So use this QR code, go to our website, and then, of course, order the training. And I will be happy to provide it for you. So thank you for your attention, and Polina going to continue. Polina.
Dmitry, thank you for this part of our stream. And I see that we a little bit over limited our stream, but I ask you to stay with us because now we move on to the next part and answer the main question of this meeting. What are the benefits of Jmix training? So it's really interesting, and I have prepared for this webinar. So please stay with us. And in the following slides, we have outlined the benefits of the training, the pain points they can address, and the tasks they can solve. First of all, and this is the main point there, that our training is not equal to reading documentation. We believe that the documentation provides knowledge while training provides skills. It's like reading a book about building a house and being confident that everything will be smoothly just by following the instructions. Even if you have extensive experience in construction, it is easier and faster when an expert points out precise details. Not to mention, diving into a new topic is much more effective with an instructor. The same goes for Jmix training, of course. You can refer to documentation, but it won't show you how the mechanism works through examples, and it certainly won't quickly answer individual questions. Instead of spending hours reading documentation, take ready-made training on the topics that interest you and start the development process right away. Please don't waste developers' precious time and resources searching for the best solutions on their own. Let's continue with other advantages of training. If you need more workers for projects from large companies and need to quickly onboard new employees on Jmix, training is the perfect way to do it without active involvement of other employees. After your team completes a full course package or even trains just 2 or 3 experts within the company, these specialists will be able to independently train new employees to scale the team. Additionally, we offer a separate BPM course, as Dmitry said earlier. This training allows you to quickly create a prototype application on Jmix. After completing Jmix training, you won't have to waste time familiarizing yourself with the project. Thanks to knowledge gained, developers of your company will be able to close tasks faster and with high quality. Another reason that is our training courses provide guided learning experience for your team, combining with both theory and practice in an optimal way. Practical tasks and homework assignment help reinforce and practice the material, allowing you to quickly apply the acquired knowledge in practice. A set of tasks can be added to the training course to help students gain deeper practical skills and ensure that the course content has been understood. These tasks can be assigned as homework or conducted as live practice sessions. Our training also helps solve the problem of developer scarcity and improve the hiring pipeline. Our training program allows you to quickly turn juniors into independent developers, even if an employee joins you straight from the university. Training provides practical skills for solving your business tasks. Additionally, training simplifies the transition of a developer to a new technology stack without task delays. Within a week, your team will start coding on Jmix. Basic training about 30 hours. This will be enough to master all the basic functionalities. The next part involves a deep immersion into the technology, studying the tools needed in enterprise development. This is why we say in our webinar that it takes 14 days to transition your Java backend team into full stack developers. Experienced instructors will conduct the training and provide quick responses to each participant. The instructor not only delivers lecture material, presents slides, and does live coding, but also helps participants in the chat, not just during the lecture, to understand the material. Participants can either follow along with the instructor during the lecture or do it separately later. The training programs are created by core Jmix developers with an expertise on development corporate information systems. We've packed in as much useful information as possible for both beginner and advanced Jmix developers. Also, we took into account feedback from previous training. Real-time communication with the trainer with questions of any difficulty being answered in a very short time. A chat is created for all participants where students can ask their questions to the instructor. Another important invention is the ability to approach the entire Jmix team by directing your question to the instructor. If the question you ask requires a more thorough examination, the instructor can reach out to the team directly, and specialists will help solve the issue. Since this is internal communication, you won't have to wait for an answer on the forum. Your question will be resolved quickly and efficiently. Now, I would like to cover some organizational moments about our training. If you wish, we can conduct online remote training or on-site training. In this case, travel expenses, travel and accommodation for the instructor are paid by the customer. I would like to clarify homework available for an additional fee. It is about 15% plus the final cost. Participants get a Teams link before the first training starts. All sessions are conducted by Teams. If you have any organizational questions or complaints, please contact the curator. A curator is also our colleague who helps you with all organizational issues before and after training. I would like to clarify that the price is will be indicated for a group for up to 12 participants. The minimum group for training is about 6 participants. And the last thing here, that one educational day that Dmitry previously said us is equally 4 astronomical hours. This allows participants, homework, of course, to retain the material. Homework helps practice the knowledge without waiting for a project necessity. And managers help managers to track employees' activities in the training and how well they have absorbed the information. Move on to the next slide. It is about certification. This allows the participants to retain the material Of course, and every participants will receive a special certificate of completion of our course with a unique registration number. So if you would like to create a training program tailored to your needs or learn more about the conditions for organizing training sessions, scan the QR code on this slide and submit a request. Additionally, we offer discounts for up to 20% on training only within 1 month from the date of the webinar. You can complete the training within 6 months after payment, then is even next year. Finally, the most exciting news of this webinar, I guess, is the prize drawing of 5 free RAD licenses for 3 months. We're going to choose 5 people who have registered on this webinar and send them a happy email. So now you just should wait a little bit. Our presentation is coming to an end, and we thank you for your attention. If you have any questions or would like to share feedback, you can always contact us at the details provided on the slide. Visit our website at www.jmix.io using QR code, choose a training program, and deliver a request. We'll be happy to consult with you and select the most convenient and effective format of work. Don't forget about our special 20% discount for training now. Subscribe to our channel, write questions in the comments. Don't forget to press thumb up if you liked this video. Also, under this video, you'll find additional information about our training program, AI Assistant, online courses for individual developers, and more. Check this information, please. We also placed all links there that you saw during this webinar, including the link to the free Udemy Jmix course. So if you have different questions, we are ready to answer your questions. Thank you very much.
Really thrilled by Dmitri's demo and started coding after him. So I felt myself like a student, really. So it was a full dive. Yeah. So thank you, Polina, for your engagement and describing all the details of arranging the training programs. It was very clear for me. And I hope that for people who came to watch our webinar today, it was also transparent and they can touch with you at least. Yeah. Yeah, and we have some questions. I've tried to answer one, but was not quite successful with sharing the links. Once I still recommend to join the Slack channel to communicate about the possibility to integrate React components into Jmix applications. And we have one more question coming from, I'm very sorry for maybe reading the name and surname in wrong, Suvegas Gerjo. He asks the question, do you have future plans on adding new features for the BPM add-on? For example, a form creator that the user can use to create more complex forms runtime, other than the input dialog? I'd better answer the question this question myself. As a product manager of Jmix, yes, we have those plans. We see the request and demand from the community to do this in runtime, to do something more complex around the process forms. But this shouldn't be done this year. So we are in preparation of a big update for Jmix BPM add-on in February next year. And another big step will be done. We anticipate it at the autumn next year. So wait for details, read our blog, and I will post the news about adding this functionality to Jmix BPM. So I think that December latest, I will share exact dates when this functionality will appear. So we do understand that that this is a valuable option. Yeah, and I want to spoil also a little bit that we are working right now on a separate project, a process platform based on Jmix functionality and Jmix features. That it will be delivered as a separate product. So you can partially read the information about this product accessing the Jmix website and opening the first item in the menu. You will find the process platform description there. It describes how this process platform will look like, what values does it give, what features will be included. So this is a small coverage of the product we are working right now. Yeah, okay. Hope this was the answer on your question. Yeah, and hope that we'll have enough force and experience to bring this functionality to Jmix. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that we'll do that. Definitely, this is a high demand. We see high demand on this functionality. Yeah, maybe there are some more questions about the process of arranging the training, or maybe some more question about the training programs. Yeah, or maybe some more personal questions to our great trainer Dmitry. I've tried to ask you in the beginning. Maybe you have, for example, why the title written on the T-shirt of Dmitry is "Run." Yeah, so what does it mean? Run.
Yes, run, run the game.
Run game. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Never stop running.
Well, that's great. That's great. Yeah, we definitely recommend you to step into our Slack channel. Once again, I want to announce this option. You will find the link below the video. And we've just started to work with the Slack channel in June this year, or maybe May this year. And this Slack channel is totally focused on assisting the people who are just entering the technology with, let's say, entry questions. How can I use Jmix for this application? What should you recommend me to start with when learning Jmix? Maybe some basic questions about what are the benefits of Jmix and so on. So you can write everything you want. Generally, we've arranged separate threads there in the Slack channel, so you can find whatever you want and post your ideas, even about the Jmix enhancements. So if you want to see something, let's discuss it. Because the most valuable thing is that we've also asked our community members, our top performers, to access this Slack channel, and they are participating in this Slack channel. Also, they can also connect to your conversation and maybe share your ideas, or you may find answers on some questions you have in your mind. So I do strongly recommend to access the Slack channel. Basically, I don't see any other questions, and I think that we are quite, let's say, engaging today, because we have almost 20 people watching us during this webinar. This is great. This is great. So I want to say thank you for our hosts, for Polina, for Dmitry, for the preparation for our today's meeting.
Thank you so much.
And sure, thank you everybody for coming. Please subscribe to our channel and watch for updates. Soon we will arrange a new webinar about working with UI. We asked to come the top professional who develops UI in Jmix team, Gleb Gorelov, to talk about theming secrets and demonstrate how the Jmix applications can become really fancy. So please follow us, and hope to see you again. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you
Bye.
so much.
you.